Tonight on the channel, red wine out of a can. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be working on my Z3 again, and what I'm going to do is some touch up on the front bumper. So I've got this paint here from Automotive Touch Up Company, and I've also got their clear coat here. So it comes in, you can get it in spray form that you can put into a spray gun, or they actually sell it in these cans. So I'm just gonna try to, I'm not gonna keep this bumper on here, and I'll show you the bumper here in a second. I'm not gonna keep this bumper cover on here, it's cracked. I'm gonna try to do some little repairs to it just to get me by for now. But let's go ahead and take a look at that right now. So this is the bumper cover in question. If you've ever seen any of my other videos, you've probably noticed this car was the guy that had this car before me bumped somebody with it. It's broken right here. The hood's got a little kink in it right there, but I'm gonna get another, well, I've got another hood for it. I've just got a, it's got a little bit of hail damage on it. I'm gonna work on that. That's gonna be in another video. But for right now, I just want to kind of clean it up. The car's really filthy right now, which I normally don't let it get this filthy, but I've been working a lot. So anyway, I'm going to just, in this video, I'm going to address this crack right here just with a quick plastic repair kit. And then I'm going to sand out the bumper. It's got a little spot here as well. So this isn't, you know, I'm not expecting to get a show quality paint job out of this. It's just something that's going to get me by for now until I can get a bumper. The bumper cover that I want to get for this car is about 500 bucks. It's the 1M style, so it's like the BMW, the 1 Series, the M Series. They make a bumper cover for this Z3 that is in the pattern of that, and it's really cool looking. But anyway, so for now, tonight, it's kind of late. You can see it's dark outside. Just wanted to get out here. I'm actually gonna really get busy on this tomorrow, but for tonight, I wanted to just start disassembly. I'm gonna take these side marker lights out, take the headlights out, and take the fog lights and the fog light covers. And I'm gonna take the license plate mounting bracket off as well. So I'm gonna do a quick time lapse of that so I don't take up too much of your time with that. And then in the morning, we'll start doing a little bit of body work. So there you have it. Got all the lights out, got the license plate bracket off. So I'll start on this in the morning. I'm gonna go get some rest, and we'll see you guys in the morning. All right, so I'm back. It's the next day. It's a beautiful day here in Texas, as you can see, but it's pretty warm today. Anyway, before I get started, I just wanted to let you know that that can of wine was not that bad. I drank that last night. So anyway, so I'm gonna get started back on the car, and let me show you what we're gonna do first. So like I stated earlier, I've got this crack right here, and I'm gonna fix that with this bumper repair kit by Bondo. It's supposed to be a flexible, it's a 2-part epoxy, it's supposed to be flexible. It's made for this kind of stuff. So, you know, the best thing to do if I was gonna, you know, keep this bumper cover on here for eternity would be to remove the whole bumper cover and patch it from the back. It also comes with this little mesh here that you can put behind it, you know, to reinforce it. Not really going to worry about that. Like I said, I'm going to also comes with this little spreader. I'm not going to worry about it because I know I'm not going to keep this bumper cover on here forever. I'm just trying to get it looking decent for now, and then I'm going to replace the whole thing eventually. But for now, just to make it look nice, not so janky, I'm going to do that. So, and then there's also another spot here that's not cracked. It just looks like it's just kind of a, it's kind of a gouge. So we're going to take care of that too. So I'm going to set up the camera here, do a time lapse. I'm just going to sand all around here. sand this all down to where I can get that epoxy in there really well. And then same thing over here. So we'll just go from there. So here's what we're looking at now. So I've got it filled in. It looks like I'm probably going to need to put another layer on it. I'm going to wait, give this some time to dry, and then I'm going to go back over it, sand it, see if I need to fill in any more on this top part. So now I'm going to move over to this other piece over here. Okay, so we got both sides, both of the gouges filled in. And we're just gonna wait, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. And then we'll start blocking this down and then seeing if we need to fill in any more. Okay, so I'm gonna show you where I'm at here. I've got my cracks fixed. I used a little old school plastic body filler. This bumper was really rough. So, yeah, you know, it is what it is. Did the best I could with what I got. This side of the bumper here, where the impact was, it really, other than that crack, it was really rough. So, I've got some self-etching primer right now, just some cheap stuff. I'm going to, anyway, I'm going to prime it now, and then that way everything will be one color, and I can see, kind of see how it lays down and see how smooth it looks. So, that's what I'm gonna do next. All right, so I put that etching primer on. I'm gonna let that set, let it dry. Everything's looking pretty smooth. I'm really surprised. It doesn't look bad. There's some sanding scratches. Yeah. But I think it's going to come out okay. It's looking good so far. So I'm going to let that dry, and then we'll come back and see what's going on with it. All right, so I let the paint dry. Mrs. Zoe's out here helping me, so I just went around to check on her. Let's go back in here and see what we got. Now I went over it with some 320. So let me get down here. So it came out pretty smooth. I just went over it with some 320. There's some little scratches in here still, little bitty ones. Everything else looks really good. I mean, for an amateur, you know, in your garage paint job. I just sanded that. That's a little wonky looking. But so what I'm going to do now is put another coat of this etching primer on there. Just kind of build it up. I think some of these little scratches here will come out with some more primer. So yeah, that's the next step. So I'm just going to put that on. I'm not going to video that, but when you come back, that's what we'll be looking at. All right, I'm going to call it a day for now. So what I've got done is I did the etching primer, sanded that down with some 400. Went ahead and Scotch-Brighted and sanded the rest of the bumper, so while I was waiting for that primer to dry. And then I went ahead and put on some regular automotive primer. And everything looks to be laying down pretty flat. Well, let me take that back. Everything looks pretty good and smooth, but for whatever reason, I don't know if it's the humidity. It's probably close to 100 degrees here in Texas today, and the humidity's usually pretty high. But the primer didn't really lay down that flat, which, I mean, no big deal. I'm just going to have to do some sanding. I'm gonna get some finer sandpaper. So for now, I'm gonna put the car outside and let the primer dry, probably for at least a day. I feel like I'm starting to rush this, and I don't want to goof it up. I want this to, I mean, I don't expect this to be perfect. Like I said, it's just a, you know, a quick repair, but repair to this, you know, just to get it decent looking, better than it was before with the cruddy black showing through and the really scuffed up, damaged part, and the cracks that it, or the one crack that it had and the one gouge that it had, that was pretty significant. But anyway, so I'm going to, I'll turn the camera around here and show you what the primer's looking like, and then I'm going to set it outside for a day or so, and then get it back in here and wash it, you know, sand all this down, wash it real good, and then we'll be ready to paint. So let me give you a look at what it looks like right now. So here's what we got right now. So I went over the etching primer with some regular primer. So yeah, looks pretty smooth. Turned out better than expected. So hopefully when the color goes down, it'll all turn out good. So like I said, I'm gonna park it outside for a few days. You guys won't know the difference through the magic of the internet. But anyway, that's what's going on, and I'll see you in just 1 second. All right, so it's a couple days later. I've got been working on some other videos, so kind of taking a break from this, but letting this primer cure and everything real good. So today is the day I'm gonna paint it. Got my helper there. Next step is I'm gonna wash the front of this with this Dawn in a bucket of soapy water with this gray fine Scotch-Brite. So I'm going to wash it all up, get all the dust off and everything, blow it off, and then try to get all the water out of all the little spots and everything, and then yeah, paint it, put it in the garage. I've got a fan running, you can probably hear that in the background. So yeah, I think she's ready, and today is the day. I've got all day, so I didn't want to rush this, so we'll get started. Okay, I've got it all taped up, and here we go. I'm gonna start painting, so wish me luck. Hopefully it'll turn out just fine. I got the wheels off. I don't know, this taping was probably my least favorite part of all of this, but I don't know what else to do. I'm just gonna go for it, and we'll see how it turns out. Okay, so I got the first coat on. I tried to, you know, make as long of a pass as I could along the front, and then, you know, try to make it all one, not like you would spray paint something where you just try to make a long sweeping pass. So anyway, yeah, so I'm gonna give that 5 to 10 minutes to dry, and then we'll come in and put in another coat. I've got probably a quarter left in the first can there. Again, this is a automotive touch-up. As far as the color match, it's hard to say right now. I think it'll be different once it looks a little grayer than what I've got on the car, or than what's on the car right now, but yeah, I just kind of went for it, so we'll see. Hopefully when I get the clear coat on and it dries and everything, it'll be a pretty good match, but we'll find out in a little bit. So like I said, I'm going to wait about 5-10 minutes, put another coat on. All right, so that was the third and final coat, and now I'm gonna wait 30 minutes before putting the clear coat on. So I'm gonna do probably 3 or 4 coats of clear, however much I can get out of that clear coat. I've got 2 cans of that also, and I got 3 coats out of the base coat with 2 cans, so I'm expecting probably 3 coats of clear also. So, all right, when I come back, it'll be, well, you'll see it here in a second. It's gonna be clear coat time. It's been 30 minutes, so the next step is I'm gonna use a tack cloth. I'm gonna wipe all this down to get any, just kind of that paint dust off of it. And then I'm gonna go hit it with the clear coat. So, looks pretty even, not too bad. All right, I finished the last coat of clear. I didn't do it on camera, so there's actually 4 coats of clear on here. Something that everything went great. I mean, absolutely, I couldn't have planned it better, except that last can, for some reason, about halfway through the 3rd coat, it started spitting. Let me see if I can focus in right here. See that little spot right there? I don't want to touch it, it's still wet. Spot right there, spot right there. So the can started spitting, and I stopped. I don't know if you could see in that clip of it. I stopped there and tried to clean the tip up, but I wasn't sure what to do. But the only thing I could think of was just keep going, and hopefully I've got a thick enough coat of clear coat on there that in a day or so I can go back and do some light wet sanding and buffing and get these spots out. But there's a couple of them there. There's 2 of them right there. So I'm a little disappointed in that. The first can of clear went on really good. But I mean, I wasn't expecting, you know, there's some spots over here. You can see right there where it did the same thing. But I mean, I wasn't expecting a professional job. I mean, that's the risk you take when you use cans, even though, you know, these are supposed to be really good. And they have been, they were. I don't know, maybe it was just that one defective can, or maybe it's just my terrible luck. But anyway, I'm gonna let this set for about 20 minutes, and then I'm gonna peel it off, and then I'm gonna take the car outside and let it dry outside. Looks like it might rain. If it does, I'll put the car back in, but I wanna get some sun on it, so. All right, and yeah, so there we go. So I'm gonna move it outside. Today's gonna be the last day of this project, hopefully. So I've got some 1500 grit sandpaper, and I'm gonna wet sand the bumper, and I've got some polish. I didn't get the polish that I wanted. I'll go over that here in a second. But yeah, so let's get started. I got this sandpaper at O'Reilly's. This is 1500 grit. There's 5 sheets in here. It costs, I don't know, $3, $4, something like that. Now I wanted to get some 3M polish, but they didn't have any there, and I'm typical me, last minute on everything. So I'm gonna use this stuff right here. I've already gone over a small spot. It's kind of hard to see on the camera, but I've already kind of experimented with this right here. So I wet sanded this bottom piece of the bumper right here to about right here, and wet sanded it and then run some of that polish over it. And it actually worked out pretty good. It got some of the orange peel, or it got all of the orange peel off. I don't know how well that's gonna show up on camera. But so anyway, so now you can kind of see, let me see if I can get this to focus. This orange peely right here, orange peely, and it was like that right here as well. But it seemed to come off pretty good, and this polish seemed to work okay. Now I don't have a buffer, I'm just using a drill on low speed. I know you body shop guys, if anybody's watching this, you're gonna kill me on in the comments on that stuff. But anyway, let me get the camera set up, we'll time lapse and do some wet sanding. All right, I got her wet sanded, and I went ahead and gave the car a quick wash. And so now I'm going to start the polishing process, and I'll give you a little short time lapse of that. Probably won't show you the whole polishing process, but here we go. All right, so I got a little bit of polishing done. It's coming out pretty nice, actually. It's really shiny. I mean, there's some imperfections there. I didn't go over this whole bumper and do body work. I mean, those are some little rock chips. That wasn't my intention to do that. Main thing was I just wanted to get this all one color. So you can see here where I've polished. On this side, I still need to kind of, it's more polished here than it is here. But then you can see where it's wet sanded. So it's coming out pretty good, and this side over here looks really good. So I'm just gonna continue with that, and I'll show you when I get completely done, I'll put the headlights and everything back in, and then we will show you what everything looks like put back together. Got it all put back together and polished and then put back together. So yeah, it turned out okay. I'm a little disappointed in the color match. I don't know if you can tell the difference there, but you know, the point of this whole exercise was to do this all in my garage by myself and make the bumper all one color, which is what I did. And yeah, so I mean, it can be done. This color, after talking to a friend of mine that has a body shop, works at a body shop, he said that these light metallic colors like this are really hard to spray, and if they were to do something like this, they would have to blend it, and I didn't want to get into all that. I know the hood's got a kink in it right there. I got another hood that I'm working on for that, but anyway, yeah, it's all done. So keep in mind, I am not a professional body man. I know that anybody watching this that knows anything about body work probably can pick out 20 things that I did wrong, but I think it turned out pretty good. You know, after the wet sanding, the polish on it turned out pretty good. Now, I didn't fix every scratch and ding in the bumper and rock chip, but you know, that wasn't the whole point of this. So anyway, yeah, turned out pretty good. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something. I mean, the whole point of this is, you know, get off the couch, get outside in your garage and do something. So anyway, hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe. Thanks. Okay, so the bumper's all done. I just wanted to say, take your time when you're doing something like this. This whole project from start to finish, you know, I spent that first night taking the front end apart, and then from the sanding to the priming to the, you know, sanding again, and then waiting for the primer to dry, and then actually painting the car and clearing it and waiting for the clear to dry for more than 24 hours. and to wet sanding and polishing and all that. It took me a couple, 2 or 3 days. I would say 3 days, not 3 solid days. You know, I took quite a few breaks in between. But don't rush this. It turned out really good. Did it turn out perfect? No. It turned out a lot better than I expected. So, you know, you can do this kind of thing in your garage. It just takes time, and don't rush it, and you know, it should turn out okay. Don't take this as an instructional video 100%. I'm not a professional body guy, obviously. I know if any body guys, you know, watch this video, they're going to slay me over it in the comments, maybe. But it was fun, you know, and it was just something cool. I wanted to see if I could do it, and I'm pretty happy with the results. So you can do it. Please subscribe to the channel, help it grow. Please like the video, please comment. Any comments are welcome. I try to answer, you know, any questions or anything in there, as many of them as I can. So please like the video, please subscribe to the channel, and I appreciate it. Thanks.